What is up, Infinite Abundance family? Infinite. Okay, baby, let's get it. What's up? All right, but look, we got a nice video for you for today. Tonight, now, I was really about to go to sleep, but my guides told me to get your ass up and make this video. So that's what I'm doing right now. This is going to be very powerful, right? We're going to be talking about parallel reality shifting, or reality transurfing, as some call it. And it's a very simple and subtle practice. Now, what's essentially happening when you make a decision, when you make a choice, especially in situations where you have multiple possible choices, where you have multiple possible outcomes, you know, the decision you make is going to shift you into a new timeline. Essentially is what I'm saying here. You will be shifted into a new timeline. And from one perspective, each decision you make is shifting your timeline. Every single second, your timeline is shifting based off of your vibration and your thoughts and your actions in the present moment. So whatever energy that you are carrying, you're shifting on a timeline that is carrying out. Now, let me be more clear. Your dominant vibration, your dominant energy and frequency, that energy has a timeline. And when you make a decision to change that energy frequency, so that could be changing the job you have, or the business that you have, or that could be changing the associations you have, or maybe changing your diet, changing the people in your life, changing the foods in your life, changing what you believe. All of these things can make a huge difference in your life, and not only a huge difference in your life, but they will shift you into a new timeline, a new parallel reality. Okay? You'll be shifted into a new parallel reality. And that is what I've been seeing happening in my life, because when I made a decision to make a change in what I was doing and who I was with, immediately things started to ripple in that favor as well. But it wasn't until that decision was made that things started to open up for me, and I knew that was the case. I knew that was going to be the case, but I was afraid to actually make that decision. But once I made that decision, then things started to change. So I know this is going to be the same for you. Like if you have an opportunity in your life right now, you don't know what to do or what decision to make or how you should go about it. Well, just know that right now, as this earth is ascending, it is the time to shift into the vibration that you prefer to experience. And that means become the person that you prefer to be. Become that person right now, because everything is happening very quickly right now. In 2021, the earth is splitting. There's an unconscious earth and there is a conscious earth. The earth is making a huge, massive split. There are people that will be left behind, unconscious souls, right, on this planet. And there's conscious souls on this planet. People that are unaware and people that are aware. People that are creating their reality and people that are allowing their reality to be created by the other people, okay? There's two types of people. Now, unconscious and conscious. So basically, when you're conscious, you're able to create. And when you're consciously creating, you can choose what you want your life to look like. You can choose the reality that you prefer. When you are conscious, that's the decision that you have to make. When you're unconscious, it's not going to be a decision that you can make. But look, when you're conscious, you can shift to parallel reality as soon as you want. You could have this entire plan in your mind of doing something, and then from one moment to the next, you're in a new present moment, and you could completely change your mind, and that's completely valid. You know why? Because the version of you that existed a year ago, or let me be clear here, guys. The version of you that existed 5 minutes ago, you're no longer that person. And I've experienced this very, very, especially, a matter of fact, I've especially experienced this when it comes to meditation. Like, let's say, for example, and this is what I do. I like to segment intend with meditation. So I completely immerse myself in a vibration of thought in whatever I'm doing, whether it's a business idea, a plan, whether sometimes it's reading a book, or sometimes it's trading Forex, right? I will completely immerse myself in that thought form and that energy. And when I'm finished, what I will do is, when I'm finished, what I will do is I will meditate and I will segment intend. So pretty much, I will meditate to identify that I have shifted into a new segment of the day. Okay, because whatever I'm doing only that. I'm doing one thing at a time. That's pure presence in that moment. So if I'm trading, I'm not doing anything else. I'm just trading, right? Or I'm learning about trading, or I'm studying trading, or I'm back testing trading, or I'm planning about trading. It's the whole idea is each thought attracts like thought. So all energy attracts like energy. So you're attracting like thought patterns and thought forms and ideas and plans. And if you're in the vibrational frequency of your goal, you just keep attracting thoughts, ideas, frequencies, and ideas and plans and strategies of how you're going to actually go ahead and hit that goal. When you are fully immersed in the present moment of the frequency of the thought of what it is you're looking to actually do. Okay, so when that is over, now what's next? Okay, maybe you want to work on your YouTube channel. Perfect. Okay, bet. Immerse yourself in the complete vibration and thought flow of that vibration, completely, 100%, and don't have anything else in your energy field, right? Completely immerse yourself. Now, sometimes it can be difficult to shift thought patterns when you're already having a thought pattern for a long period of time. Right, it can be very challenging, per se. It can be challenging, but in all reality, that's also a limiting belief. That's self-fulfilling prophecy. But anyway, as I was saying, when you meditate, you completely release a thought flow that you had and let go of your thoughts completely, and basically detach yourself from your thoughts, come back into a higher dimensional space, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th dimensions. Right, come into that space where you are now one with everything, and where you're no longer your thoughts. Because look, in the moment of whatever you're doing, you're immersing yourself completely into that thought foam. So you become your thoughts in that moment while you are doing that thing. You become what you repeatedly do. So if I'm trading Forex, I'm not trading Forex, I am Forex, right? If I'm making a video, I am the video. If I'm reading a book, I am the book. That's understanding that we are everything, that everything is the same. It's all energy and frequency, energy and vibration, and so on and so forth, right? So that's kind of how it works, right? So, but when you meditate, you release that thought form and energy form, and then you become now neutral again. And when you're in a neutral space with no resisting thoughts or thoughts coming in, energy forms, now what can happen is you can completely reset your vibration, energy, thought throw into another thing. That's called segment intending. It's very powerful. So if you segment intending, if you want to learn about yourself, you want to learn about your soul, you want to learn about your past lives, or so on and so forth, you meditate, clear your mind, clear your thoughts, and then now you've gotten into a new form of thought flow. Okay, so now once you're in the new thought flow, now you can immerse yourself into that vibration, and it kind of works like this. And this is kind of how parallel reality shifting works as well, because if you think about it from a standpoint of energetically speaking, you're in the present moment. All energy tracks like energy. So if you've ever read Ask and Is Given, or if you've ever listened to Abraham or the books of Abraham and Jerry Nestor Hicks, right? So what they're basically explaining is 17 seconds of a thought pattern creates combustion, which attracts a like thought pattern. And 4 sets of those 17 seconds equals 68 seconds. And 68 seconds is then now creating a physical manifestation. It's creating a physical equivalent of what you were just thinking about. And guess what happens after 68 seconds is those thoughts are now automatically cycling in, flowing in for you. It's working for you, right? And this can work the same exact opposite way. If you have resisting thought patterns, if negative thought patterns, those could be working against you, but automatically in that 68-second thought flow, okay? So after thinking 68 seconds in a row, your thought flow is taking you in the direction of whatever it is you want. And that's why segment intending is very powerful, because like I said, you meditate, you've cleared your space, you've cleared your canvas, and now you can paint whatever you want on that canvas, okay? And the way that works is through programming your thoughts through a certain vibration. So you would play an audio, or you would read a book, or you would journal, or you would start writing. But the whole idea is, if you have no thought patterns coming in automatically, if you have no unconscious thought patterns coming in, or subconscious thought patterns coming in, then you can consciously put whatever pattern in there, and after 68 seconds of that, automatically those thoughts will continue playing on. And you have no resisting or thoughts outside of that window, and then you can just focus on being present in that thing, knowing that yes, you're not that thing, but in that moment you're becoming that thing. That's parallel reality shifting. You're changing your parallel reality based on the energy that you're choosing to experience in that moment. Okay, so that's on the microscope. And on the macro scale, it's like, think about your goals, or think about as soon as you change what your goal is, or as soon as you decide what your goal is, once you commit to your goal, that becomes your dominant vibration. Once that's your dominant vibration, that shifts your parallel reality. Because think about it, before you had a goal, you were automatically going through life. You were just going to end up with what you always ended up with. That was the timeline you were on. But once you make a decision what your goal is, that becomes your dominant vibration. You're in believing for it. You're feeling good about it. That becomes your dominant vibration, core vibrational frequency. Therefore, that changes your timeline on this earth, on what you're actually going to experience. Because in the present moment, past, present, future, all are happening simultaneously in the eternal now. So when you change your vibration now, that changes your future. It changes the parallel reality timeline that you will actually experience in your life. Okay? It'll also change how you perceive the past. Okay? Not only does it change your future events, but it also changes how you perceive the past, because it's a statistic, right? Over 50% of what we remember of the past isn't even true. You know why that is? Is because our perception of reality is based off of our vibration. Based off of how we feel determines how we perceive things. How we feel determines how we perceive things, okay? So if I'm feeling good and I'm looking back into the past, I'm going to have a positive perspective on that past event. No matter how that event actually was or how I felt about it in that moment, my perspective is based off of how I feel right now, okay? So if I'm feeling bad right now, like let's say, for example, when you're tired, now this is what I learned from Cameron Trudeau. I just listened to this the other day. He literally said this: when you are tired, you are very susceptible to negative thoughts and limiting beliefs and coming up. And it's not because that's who you are, you're not your thoughts, but it's because when you're tired, your perception will be that of a match to that vibration, because you have access to thoughts that are within or close to your current vibrational realm of frequency. So depending on how you feel in this moment, that's going to determine what type of thoughts you have access to. And that's why feeling good now is the most important thing. That's why, going for a walk outside is very important. Why going on a run outside is very important. You want to activate your pineal gland, go sun gaze. And when I'm saying sun gaze, like close your eyes and face your forehead up into the sun and put your awareness, meaning your attention or your focus, up into your third eye. So if I'm closing my eye, I'm looking up at my pineal gland. While I'm stimulating it through my awareness, I'm also allowing the sun to actually give me DNA downloads right to that pineal gland. So I'm getting actual crystal clear intuition, right? It's coming in. Same thing through meditation. When you're meditating, put your awareness on your third eye and your pineal gland. Crystal clear intuition and awareness. You're aware of the things in your surroundings. You're aware of yourself. You're aware of little synchronicities. You're aware of everything because your third eye is wide open. That's what it is. It's awareness. It's intuition. Okay? That's the third eye. Third eye awakening, pineal gland, activation. Spiritual awakening, great awakening, 2021, age of Aquarius, age of information, infinite abundance, 777, 7-day vegan challenge, health as well, 369, the whole universe is on my side, pineal gland, open up wide, bitch, right? Parallel reality shifting, reality transurfing. When you make a decision, now look, there's three parts of making a decision, okay? There's the decision itself, there's the plan, and then there's the execution, okay? So there's a decision. For example, let me give an example here. The decision is, I'm going to start a new business, okay? That's a decision you made, okay? Now, you taking an action for that would be the plan, right? Your plan is an action, but your execution of the plan is another action. Now, there's a fourth element to that three-step process: decision, plan, action. It's the intention overlapping the entire process. So the decision, the plan, and the action is all one thing, and it's actually a commitment to actually what it is, to a new future that you want to experience. It's a decision to make a change, a plan to change, and an action to follow through with that plan and that decision that you just made. And that whole thing is wrapped around with this word that's called intention. And your intention is the energetic, it's what's holding that element energetically in the field. So it's not necessarily the decision you make, but your intention behind the decision that's actually making a shift in the universe and within your own universe. And the intention you make in the plan that you make, that's going to actually change energetically what's coming into you, because you're a vibrational being, you're a vibrational creator, you're a manifester, and whatever energy you're holding and what you're sending out is going to come back to you. So if you're just sending out a plan or an action with no intention, then you're not going to get that much of a result coming back to you. But when you have a specific intention, and it's not only for the good of you but for the good of all, what happens is the whole universe conspires to help you. Everything's working out for your good, because your job is to make it good for all. You know why? Because everyone in your life is a reflection of you. They're your projection. So when you help someone else, that helps you, because you're actually helping yourself, because whoever you're helping is actually you, because we're all different incarnations of God through different physical vessels, because we're actually all source energy. So when you help someone else, that helps you. When you hurt someone else, that hurts you. When you deceive someone else, that actually comes back to you. When you give to someone else, that actually is coming back to you, and you will be blessed. When you bless someone else, you will be blessed. When you give to someone else, you will be given too. Okay, it's not about physical in that moment, or in the exact shape or form that you think or feel that would actually happen, but it's actually going to come in on some way, okay? Whether it's now, or whether it's in a couple years or so on and so forth, or in a couple months, weeks, days, minutes, hours, you know, it doesn't really make a difference, because time, you know, from one perspective, time doesn't even exist. It's actually, we're all just in the now. And time was a concept, a man-made concept that created a perception of reality, or a framework of reality that allowed us to perceive this life in a masculine, left brain type of way, where it made sense in that way, okay? So, but I believe in 2021 we're becoming more of the right brain, feminine energies coming in, where we're receiving information from spirit rather than, you know, using our physical mind as much. You know, we still use our physical mind and so on and so forth, but we're allowing our higher mind to actually make more of our decisions for us in 2021. You know, a lot of people that are making this shift or making this awakening have been using their higher minds to actually make decisions. And when I say your higher mind, I'm talking about your third eye, your crown chakra. I'm talking about your heart chakra. I'm talking about your intuition, your awareness, your gut feelings, right? Whatever you believe, these are all valid. These are all valid elements of your higher mind. And your higher mind is essentially the mind that is within you, but outside of your physical body, technically, because it's actually just your connection to the field, your connection to the ether, or so on and so forth. However you perceive that. Now, words are just labels for vibration, so it's not about what I'm saying, but how you perceive what I'm saying, or what connections you have in your mind already to the dots that I'm connecting for. Like, you have some dots already, I have some dots. Whatever I say is connecting to some dot that you have, whatever that dot means to you. You know, be a dot, right? Be a dot, and you connect to another dot, and so on and so forth, right? Okay, so energetically, intention, parallel reality shifting, reality transurfing, and when it comes down to reality transurfing, you're essentially just making a decision, because your crown chakra is mentalism. That is, I think, therefore I am. You know that everything is thoughts, and any reality you can imagine in your mind can become physical. You know why it become physical? Because that's everything that's become physical started in your thoughts. So you just think, and therefore it's going to happen. But not only is it going to happen, it has already happened. As soon as you think it, that has happened. And the reason why you think it, think about it like this. Where do your thoughts come from? Your thoughts come from your physical memories, and they come from the field. That they come from the collective field. That's where they come from. They come from your physical memory, your subconscious mind, your programming. Your mind is an artifact. Your physical mind is an artifact from the past. Your higher mind is your connectedness for everything. It's connected to the Akashic records, to the collective, right? It's connected to everything that ever was and ever will be. So when the collective is upgrading, because now listen to this. This is deep, right? You are a personal perspective of God, of the universe. So you have your own thoughts, but you're also part of the whole, and the collective whole also has its own thoughts. And that's called the collective consciousness. And the collective consciousness has thought patterns, and different individual perspectives of the collective consciousness receive downloads from the collective. And then, like, I'm getting downloads right now, so I'm sharing these out with you, so now you can further integrate this information. Okay, so when I'm getting an intuition or a feeling or a vision, that's coming from the Akashic records, or my Akashic records, or the collective Akashic records. I'm not quite too sure on that, on how I'm going to interpret that right now. But when I'm getting something, odds are you're getting it too. And I think this is why I think a lot of times where on YouTube or on Instagram or on Facebook, no, matter of fact, just YouTube, you get a video that you were looking for or that you needed. And why is that? Because I think maybe because the algorithm, or maybe because from a vibrational standpoint, it's just energy, it's just frequency, so it's picking up on your brain and whatever you're thinking about, and therefore it knows what you want, and therefore it's going to give it to you. And there's an algorithm to make it give you exactly what you would probably click on, and whatever's going to keep you on the app the longest, because they want your attention. Because whenever you have your attention on it, you're giving them energy, and they feed off that energy, right? That's Social Dilemma. Look it up on Netflix, right? They want your energy. When you're thinking about it, when you're on the app, you're watching it, therefore your brain is interpreting signals of that video, therefore you're thinking about it. And if you're thinking about it, you're sending the app energy, and the creators of the app and the app itself and the entities attached to the app itself are receiving the energy that you're thinking about towards that app. Therefore they are collecting that energy from you, and that's what they feed off your energy. They feed off your attention, right? It's deep. They feed off your attention. So that is why they want you to on the app. But anyway, as I was saying, they know exactly what you want, exactly what you're looking for, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, and I'm really I'm perceiving this as a way where it's not good or bad. You know, I'm really coming at a higher dimensional perspective here. It's not good or bad, but I think sometimes people perceive that as bad. You know, I've definitely perceived it as bad in the past, where we perceive that, oh, you know, the deep state or the conspiracies or means that or this means, you know, I'm not gonna get into all that right now, but like we perceive it as bad, but it's actually just part of the contrast in life. It's just part of it. You know, it's all neutral. It's just yin yang, good, bad, right, wrong, right? It's not good or bad, right or wrong, but it's like, you know, each coin has two sides to it. You know what I'm saying? Like heads or tails, right? They both, neither one of them good or bad, better or worse. They're just both there. Like light and dark are there. It doesn't mean light has to be good or dark has to be bad. Like it's just, they're both there. Like they're just part of it. They're just part of the elements of life, right? It's part of the elements, right? Masculine, feminine, right? It doesn't mean one's better or worse, good or bad, right or wrong. No, they both exist. It's just part of this reality. It's part of this reality. Reality. 369 infinite abundance. Okay, reality, transurfing, parallel reality shifting. Man, I'm glad I got out of bed for this because I was about to fall asleep. Really was getting nudged for this one. Parallel reality shifting. I'm going to do my best to explain this. Each moment is a new moment. In that moment, you're holding an energy. And that energy, it's like the future doesn't exist, but it will play out based off your vibration in the present moment. Because when you take care of the present moment, the future will take care of itself, because the future is nothing more than a continuation of present moment. So with that being said, take yourself out of your current situation. Okay? Take yourself out of that. Detach from it. Okay? Put it outside of you. Right? You are not your problems, you're not your situation, you're not your current situation, right? Take that outside of you. Now, what do you want to create? What do you want to look for in the future? Even though the future doesn't exist, it's only now, it's only a continuation of now, right? But sometime down the road, what do you want to experience? And before you answer that, don't have a second thought of how you're going to do it. Don't even think about how you're going to do it. Don't even have to believe you're going to do it. Just say, what do I want to create? What can your imagination come up with? What can your imagination come up with? Because if your imagination can come up with, that means that's God giving you a vision of what your future looks like. And guess what? When you're in a higher state of mind, when you're in a higher state of being, your imagination is going to come from a higher place, a higher vibrational place. And when you're in that higher vibrational place or connected to source energy, what happens is you're able to channel in information quickly at the snap of a finger, because you're in a higher dimension, you know. And I'm learning about dimensions right now, so I'm doing my best to use words to explain this. But I believe it's the 8th dimension is the Akashic records, according to Matthias Sangaya. But that's also his perspective. But Akashic records, when you're connected to source energy, or when you're in the 8th dimension, Akashic records, when you ask something about anything in your timeline, past, present, future, the answer is immediately given to you. Why? Because you're tapped into that source. You're tapped into that information. The 7th dimension, my guide told me I'm going to have plenty of time to rest tomorrow, because this is going to be a very energetic fucking video. The 7th dimension is all the laws of the universe, okay? So with that being said, now where am I going with this, right? Reality, transurfing, present moment, future is a continuation, present moment. Okay, so look what you want to create in the future and live in that now. Live in that being now. What I'm saying is be that person now, because I'm not my body. You're not your body. You're not your name. You're not your face. You are shapeless, you're formless, you're a spiritual being. You are spirit in a body. You're infinite consciousness, okay? So dissociate from the idea of who you think you are, because you will experience whoever you think you are. But here's the thing, whoever you think you are is not true, but from one perspective it actually is true only because you believe it. And if you didn't believe it, it wouldn't be true, because truth is subjective to the beholder that's actually perceiving something to be true or not. Okay? That is how truth works. What is truth? What is the truth? What is the truth? Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. So with that being said, all truths are true. So when you create a belief system, that will be your experience if you believe it. If you believe something, that is your truth. Whatever you believe is your truth, and live your truth. Therefore, create a belief system that serves you, or you have no beliefs at all. But like I said, like whatever you believe is true for you. So if you believe something to be true, it will come into your experience. So with that being said, if you're not getting the results you want, or if you're not having the life you want, or if you're not being the person you want to be, or you know you truly can be, change what you believe. Your beliefs aren't permanent, they're temporary. You change your beliefs over time, whether you know it or not. But don't hold on to something that doesn't serve you. Don't hold on to a belief that doesn't serve you. Don't hold on to a person that doesn't serve you, a place that doesn't serve you, or a thing that doesn't serve you, because the people, places, and things are not you. And attachment is the root of all suffering. Detachment is freedom. Attachment is the root of all suffering. Detachment is freedom. When you're free from people, places, and things, when you're free from time and space, you become one with everything. You no longer need anything. You're operating from a higher dimension of a seventh, eighth, ninth dimension, where you are everything. You don't even need anything, or you don't even want anything, because you feel like you already have everything, because you are everything. There's no reason to even want something, because you feel like you already have everything you need. And you do. You have yourself and you have source. That's all you need. You have yourself and you have God. That's all you need. It's no longer, it's like, yes, there's one perspective where the universe is creating through, and there's another perspective where you are the universe. They're just different perspectives or different dimensions that we tap into. And then there's another perspective that the universe is helping me. It's like the universe is helping me. The universe, please help me. God, please help me. There's another perspective of, I'm gonna get out of my own way. I'm gonna let the universe and God flow through me. And there's a whole nother perspective that I am God in the universe, just carnated into this physical body. I'm a one perspective of the whole. So it's like, if God is water, right? Let's just say, for example, God is water in the ocean, right? I'm a water droplet. Therefore, I may not be God. I may not be God in its entirety, but I am made up of everything that God is made up of, right? If God is the sand on the beach, I'm one grain of sand. Therefore, I'm not the entire universe, but I'm made up of everything that the universe is made up of, right? That's a powerful analogy, bro. Like, that's powerful, right? And that same formula is made up of everything in this universe. If God is the water in the cup, I'm a water droplet in the cup. So what does that mean? Look, I'm not everything. I'm just part of everything, made up of the same thing as everything, and so are you. With that being said, we all have the God particle within us. Our spiritual DNA is perfect. Everything that we want, we can have, because we are made up of everything that everything else is made up of. We're all made up of stardust. We're all made up of the same atoms vibrating at different frequencies. Everything is energy vibrating at different frequencies. So the parallel reality, look into the future, not only into the future, but use your imagination. What do you want to create? What do you want to experience? Anything you can possibly imagine, you have that in your DNA. You have that in your DNA, therefore it has your name on it. What you want wants you. It's in your DNA. Because you are made up of the same atoms and particles of everything in this universe. And if you have the desire for something, that means the opposite has the desire for you to have that as well. So if you have a specific value that you want to bring to this world, whether it's writing a book or making a video or creating a course or whatever other way you can think of, right? If you desire that, that means that the opposite is also desiring that. It means the people that are going to benefit from whatever value you have, if you have the desire to give value, that means the people that are going to receive the value have the desire to seek this information that you're about to give that they don't even know about yet. Because we're all connected. If you desire something truly and it's coming from a heartfelt space, a pure intention place, that means that the opposite side of that, which is the people you're giving the value to, they have the same opposite desire of receiving that value that you're about to give that you don't even know you're about to give yet. Energetically, they're tapped in and know that consciously, unconsciously, or subconscious, or unconsciously, right? Unconsciously, whether they know about it or not, that's what's happening. That's what's happening, okay? So, if I want to, let's just say, for example, I want to write a book. The people that are going to read that book want to read that book before they know about the book, before they know it even exists. If you're going to make a video, if you're going to make a book, that means that the desire for that, the want for that is out there. Otherwise, you wouldn't get that desire, because desire comes from vibrational resonance. So look at this. You're neutral. You're a blank slate. but your mind is made up of your programs from the past, and what you prefer is based off of vibrational resonance, meaning that you feel good when you think about it. So it's like, why do we like certain things and why do we not like certain things? Nothing's good or bad, right or wrong, but like, I prefer things, or I like things that resonate with me. What does that mean? It means that it vibrates at the same level as me, or it feels like me. It feels like myself. It feels like home. So if something that I enjoy doing, or something that you enjoy doing naturally, that means that it's part of your DNA. It's part of your soul signature. It's part of your natural self, true self. Therefore, you vibrationally resonate with that. Therefore, that's your true self. Whatever you vibrationally resonate with is your true self. So if you are not if you're not experiencing things that are vibrationally resonant with you right now, that means that you have programs from your past that don't resonate with you. And basically, I mean, growing up, we were programmed to live in a certain way. We were programmed to eat certain food, to go certain places, to do certain things. We were programmed to believe that. And the only reason we believe that was because that's what we were told. And in the first 7 years of life, you're completely pure subconscious mind. Therefore, whatever gets put into in your mind, you automatically download as a program, and that's your default framework of reality. But over time, we become aware of the fact that we were programmed since birth to a false system that no longer works. And now we're reprogramming our minds to whatever reality we can possibly imagine. And we're going to create that reality. Because guess what? Every reality that you can possibly imagine already exists. Because by definition, if you can think about it, that means it exists. If it exists in thought form, which is one realm, which is the first dimension, right, of thought. If it exists in that dimension, then it exists in all dimensions, including the third dimension, which is the physical realm. Therefore, if it exists in your thought, that means in some realm, in some parallel reality, parallel universe, in some parallel reality, it exists in the physical realm. Therefore, if you think about it and shift to that vibrational frequency and make that your dominant vibrational frequency, you've now shifted into the timeline that you will experience that into your actual physical reality. Wow, boom, there it was. There it was. It took me 30 minutes to get that out of me. How to actually explain, fucking scientifically proven, how the fucking parallel reality shift works. If it exists in thought, by definition, which is the first dimension, that means it exists in all dimensions. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. Now I'm gonna explain these dimensions the best I can, because I'm a beginner student at this. You know, of course, my higher mind, higher self knows this already, but the human self, physical mind is learning this right now. Okay, anyway, first dimension is thought. Second dimension is labeling the thought, good or bad. Third dimension is making it physical, which is creating an experience from those thoughts. And then the fourth dimension is the framework of time and space. Fifth dimension is transcending time and space and pretty much becoming the now, right, which is in your heart space, present moment. Sixth dimension is now being able to create from your heart into the physical. Seventh dimension being all the laws of the universe governing within those 6 laws. And then the 8th dimension is the Akashic records tapping into the past, present, future, and all timelines that ever exist. And then the 9th dimension, transcendence, which would be literally just oneness with everything. Everything exists within that, everything, and that's beyond that. It's beyond I don't even know how to explain it, to be honest. Like, that's not something that I have a full understanding on. And I wouldn't say I have a full understanding on any of this, but anyway. So with that being said, if it exists in the thought, it exists in all other dimensions. But since we are in a physical world, we're experiencing the third dimension. The earth, the collective as a whole is experiencing mostly the third dimension. Now I'm experiencing and talking about a lot of these higher dimensions. And if you're watching this video, you probably are as well, or you probably will soon, okay? Because the first step to experiencing something physically is to become aware of it through thought, right? So the reality of your future that you want to experience, whether it's a lifestyle, whether it's a, odds are you can't even imagine how good life is actually going to be on what you actually want to create. Whether it's a relationship, a dream relationship, a car, a job, an income, a business, a house you want to live in, a city you want to move to, a traveling experience, friendships, relationships, whatever it is, something you could almost barely even imagine in your mind. And maybe you need to frame it in your mind in a way where it has nothing to do with you, but it's just like, okay, if you could just create anything, if you had all the money in the world, all the resources in the world, all the time in the world, what would you create? What could your imagination, like, go back to your inner child, or like ask your children, what could you possibly imagine in your mind? And we're going to create that fucking reality into physical. Because if you can think about it, that means energetically it exists now, which means it has always existed and will always exist. Because everything comes back to source. Everything goes back to God. Everything comes back to source, okay? So the parallel reality exists, okay? The timeline exists, but it's about shifting to that timeline because it already exists. If you can think about something, that means it already exists. You can't think of something that doesn't exist. Non-existence does not exist. Everything exists, okay? Everything exists. Therefore, if you can think about it, that means it has already happened in some timeline. And since everything is happening in the now, you shift your vibration in the now, you make a new decision in the now, you make a new choice in the now that shifts the timeline you will experience, or the parallel reality you will experience, because all realities exist. Because you are much more than this physical body. You are a spiritual being. You're infinite consciousness. You are connected to everything that ever was and ever will be. You have access to everything that ever was and ever will be through the Akashic record. So everything that has ever existed and ever will exist exists in every other form as well. So the multiverse fucking theory, Family Guy, like, yeah, that's a real thing. Like, that's actually a real thing. Okay? Of course it's real. What is real? What is fake? Like, what do you mean? Like, oh, that's not real. That's not true. What is not real? What is not true? Like, non-existence doesn't exist. If I can think about it, that means it exists. It may not exist physically in this realm. You may not perceive it through your 5 senses, but you can perceive it through your other senses. You can perceive it through your third eye. You can perceive it through your crown chakra, right? Perception creates your reality. If you are perceiving something from a third dimensional understanding, you're not going to understand the higher dimensions in that state of being. So when you're experiencing the third dimension, when you are in the third dimension, you're not going to comprehend or perceive or understand information that's coming from a higher dimension. But that information from the higher dimension could shift your awareness in that moment to now, since let's say if I'm speaking, like, let's say I'm in the 8th dimension right now, for example, right? And I'm not quite sure what dimension I'm in, but it's definitely not the 3rd. And if I'm in that dimension, then I'm in the vibration of that dimension. And if you're listening to this, that means your brain is going to interpret or receive the frequency of that dimension. Therefore, you may become aware of that dimension through the transmission of my energy going into your brain. Therefore, you're thinking about this energy, and then you will perceive that energy. And basically, the dimensions already exist. You already know about them, but it's just becoming aware of them. You're always experiencing them all. But it's just, where's your awareness in that moment? Are you experiencing which dimension in that moment? It's based on your awareness, okay? Or your attention, or your focus, or your thought. So now that I'm talking about this, your awareness has shifted into those new dimensions, and therefore now you can experience those dimensions based off of that. Now, meditation is probably the most powerful way. I'm also going to link you here to Gaia Initiation Matthias, right? Gaia talks about so many things. He talks about Atlantis, the me, the moo. It's just some very deep esoteric knowledge and wisdom. Some deep esoteric wisdom in there. Okay, spiritual awakening and beyond. Further beyond. There's so many levels to this. I'm a beginner to this. This is only my second year of my spiritual awakening. This is my second year, almost finishing my second year. So a lot of this is new to me. But my third eye's open. I'm tapped in. I'm tuned in. Okay? So anyway, you like my hair? Like my beard? Right, okay. Infinite abundance, man. All the dimensions, man. All of them. Whatever one you want to experience. What reality do you want to experience? So why am I even talking about this? Like, I have so much energy right now. Like, why am I even talking about this? Let's think about this. The rainbow children are being born every single day. They're coming back. Like, you realize that, I have 563 past lives. I've came back to this earth so many times. and experienced so many lessons and so many journeys, trials, tribulations, and I've been an assassin. I've been assassinated. I've been kidnapped. I've been captured. I've captured people. Like, it's like I've seen both sides, man. I've loved, I've hated, I've killed, I've been killed. Like, all of it, right? And probably a lot of you have as well. Once you tap into your Akashic records, you'll understand, you'll know this, right? Your soul has been through many incarnations. Also, are all happening in different timelines. It's such a deep concept. I'd like to get more clarity on this here coming forward. But so think about it. Think about it like this, right? And this video is about to come to an end. This video is about to come to the end, but I wanted to close it off like this. All possibilities exist. So with that being said, we raise the awareness of enough individuals in the collective, or we raise the awareness of enough water droplets in the water, then that will have a spillover effect in the collective consciousness, which the collective consciousness is what's creating this reality on Earth. Okay, so with the mass media, and my God, I have so much more to say. The mass media programming the minds of many people, that is what's created this reality. Whatever people's minds are on, collectively the most will create the collective reality. So enough people become aware that they are made up of the same energy frequency as the whole universe of God. And more people come to this God realization, we will realize that we are all everything. We are all brothers and sisters of God. We are all brothers and sisters of the universe. We are all connections of source. We can't hurt each other. We got to help each other. We got to love each other. We're all pure love and light. We're all pure love and light. We're everything. We're nothing and everything. We're nothing because we're a blank slate. We can be whatever we want, but we're everything because we're made up of the same thing as everything. So when enough people know this and we're aware of this, massive changes are happening in this lifetime. Massive changes are happening this decade, faster than you can possibly imagine. But here's the thing, rainbow children are being born. People, souls that have already evolved and they're coming back here. Native souls that are coming back here, but also souls coming from other planetary systems that are coming from higher dimensional planets that have already evolved as souls, but are coming back to incarnate as human beings to help in this ascension process of this earth. Because it is important to this entire universe that we are in that the earth makes this shift right now. Dolores Cannon was talking about this on Gaia, right? The ETs or the ETs or the fucking people on the moon, the Galactic Confederation, right? They're watching over us, and it's a rule of the universe that you can't interfere with other species. You can't interfere with other planetary systems. But here's the thing. In this time, in the universe, in our solar system, in our galaxy, the Earth is a very important school. That other ETs are watching the Earth right now, making sure that this plan goes well. Because I believe that there's different human races. There's more than just the human race. There's many different races on this planet right now. There's different beings on this planet right now from different planetary systems. But the beings are appearing to be humans. Number one, A, because they're shapeshifters, and two, because they've chosen to be born as a human, even though they're not. This is the first time they've been a human. They're actually coming from another planet. Aliens appearing as humans, right? But there's also shapeshifters, reptilians, all those things. So yes, of course they're real, right? Shapeshifters, reptilians, whatever you want to call them. Like, I don't, I'm still doing research on this, but they exist, okay? So with that being said, they are appearing as humans, and they look like they are humans, because the human body is just an avatar suit. It's just an avatar suit. So what that means is, it's just flesh, it's just meat. Like, you're a spiritual being, you're infinite, but your spirit or your celestial body is within this human body during this lifetime. So it's like we're playing The Sims right now. It's like we're in a video game. Like, we're literally in a video game, and we're the soul in the video game. We have a soul signature. We have characteristics, vibrations, resonance, things that we resonate with. But we're playing a game right now. And guess what? Not only are you the main character, but you're also the director, and you're also the designer, and you're also the producer, and you're also the creator of the game. You can be whatever character you want. You can be anything you want, because you're a spirit. Dogs are also spirits in a body. So are cats, right? So are animals. what's the difference between animals in that sense and the human is that humans have an intellect. Therefore, we can use a rational thinking. We can use a rational mind. Whereas animals are pure present moment. They're pure present moment. But anyway, man, the Galactic Confederation watching over us, they're not going to interfere because of the rules, but if they need to, they will. That's why there's nothing to worry about. This matrix is over. The false system of politics, religion, the financial system, the health system, the education system, all that's crashing. A whole new world's being created. We're splitting timelines right now. A whole new world's being created. Age of Aquarius is here. 2021. Massive shifts are happening in the vibration of the collective consciousness. So what's going to happen is these rainbow children coming in, they're going to know already the stuff that we're learning about. They already know it. They're coming back and they're ready to shift right now. They're ready to make this shift because they already shifted. They're coming back to help. So the reality in the world that we're going to live in the next 10, 20, 30 years, 40 years is going to be absolutely fucking magical. It's going to be absolutely magical. You know, Hogwarts, sorcery schools, right? Quidditch, yeah, that's going to happen. I bet you give it 10 years, we'll be flying. Give it 10 years, we'll be flying without planes. Maybe less. Probably 5 years. We'll be flying without planes. ET contact is estimated to be 2028 to 2035 when ETs will make physical contact. Look, I'm going to invite the ETs over to my home, to be honest. I'll probably have some portal for them to teleport into. Or they'll have some portal for me to teleport to someone else. Teleportation, they're already doing it. Time travel, they're already doing it. Look up David Wilcock on YouTube. Time travel, they're doing it right now. Militaries are already doing that. For those of you that are in the military, you already know this. Like, you already know they've been doing this. You're not allowed to say anything, right? How do I find out this information? Because I'm fucking my third eye. This is what I want to find out about. Therefore, it comes right to me because I'm energetically, vibrationally matching this information. So as I raise my vibration, and as you've raised your vibration, well, I mean, why are you watching this video? Like, if you're still in this video this long, like, you obviously wanted to be on this video for some reason, or you attracted this for some reason, right? But time travel already happening. It's just, when are they going to release it to the world? They're going to release it to the world when the world is ready. So first, they need to, like I said, oh man, oh baby, hold on, wait for this, hold on, look. The first way they have to get us, before they can release time travel physically, or release, what was the other one, teleportation physically, or release ET contact physically, they first have to make the human population aware of it, through thought, through the mind, in the first dimension, right? Or the second dimension even. Or, yeah, I mean, depends on your perspective, right? But anyway, before they can't just say, oh, here are the ETs, like, they'll freak us the fuck out, we'll go crazy, right? They have to first tell us about it or make hints at it. They put it in movies, they put it in TV shows. So now our mind is starting to think about it. Now in 2020, 2021, now they're like, okay, this may be actually real. UFO sightings are coming in, right? People are talking about it. Now people are talking about it. Now we're starting to learn about it. Go on Gaia, you're gonna find a lot of information on UFOs. On ETs, there's documentaries, right? Stephen Greer, Cosmic, or fucking the Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, right? Cosmic Disclosure, right? ETs, UFOs. I mean, this has been happening for a long time. Once again, they're giving us hints. They're watching us, waiting till we're ready. Their vibration is so high. That it will actually overpower your identity of self, and it will freak you out. So they can't come down physically yet. Only till our vibration raises enough to where it becomes close enough to them to where now we can have a conversation and so on and so forth. And I'm pretty sure they don't communicate through like words. It's through telekinesis. It's through telepathy, right? That's another thing, just moving things with your mind, right? Growing up as a kid, I was always resonant with Matilda. I was always resonant with, Harry Potter and all that stuff, like Wizards of Waverly Place, right? Hocus Pocus. Why? Because I was a witch in a past life. Because I was a psychic in a past life, right? Why was I so resonant with Assassin's Creed Brotherhood? Because I was an assassin. Why was I so resonant with ninjas? Because I was a ninja. What did you resonate with as a kid? Remember, vibrational resonance has to do with your DNA. It has to do with Your DNA, what it's programmed to, what its vibration is, meaning your soul has been in more bodies than this one. And whatever your soul has experienced in other lifetimes is likely to be something you experience in this lifetime. Why? Because it's what your soul resonates with on a vibrational level. Okay? Now I've tapped into my past lives. I've tapped into my third eye. I know about a lot of my past lives, right? And I'm still learning about them. You know, I've only been tapped into my past lives for the last 3 or 4 months now. And I've been a pirate. I've been an assassin. I've been an assassin many times. I've been a king. I've been a ninja. I've been a pirate. I've been a slave. I've had slaves. Like, I've been on both sides. You see what I'm saying? I've been assassinated. I've assassinated. I've been a slave. I've had slaves. You see what I'm saying? Like, whatever you do comes back to you. You're going to have to experience the opposite. It's karmic energy. It's loops. And it's not good or bad. It's just part of the experience of this life, of this earth, right? I was a Native American. I was a witch. I was hung as a witch, man. Salem witch trials, man. Like, it's crazy to think, bro. It's you think it's crazy, but it's really not. It's just a higher dimension, right? And those that understand this or are open to this will understand or be open to this. And those that won't, and that's fine. I'm not making this video to please anyone. But, like, to be honest, I mean, I think it's time in 2021 that, like, this type of information, I mean, this type of information is already out there. So, you know, and I feel like I'm just becoming more comfortable sharing it. You know, I think that's really what it is for me, just being more comfortable sharing this and also integrating information before I share it and sharing it in an aligned way as well. But overall, as I was saying, so ET contact, time travel, and magic powers, which means telekinesis, flying, superhuman strength, speed, so on and so forth. All that stuff you see in superhero movies, yeah, it's coming to physical reality in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, right? It's coming. I'm telling you right now, it's coming, right? Superhuman speed, strength, all of that, it's coming. Third eye visions for everyone on the planet. There is a world that exists. When the world, the collective, has shifted completely into the 5th dimension, there's no longer need for words, because we know each other vibrationally. There's no reason to, like, there's no more lies. We know each other. There's nothing you can hide. We all pick up on each other's energy. We're all ourselves. We all respect boundaries. We all are true ourselves, and we no longer have a sense of self. We have a sense of oneness with all. That's the 5th dimension. There's planetary systems that are already experiencing that dimension within our own universe, right? And they have beings, Arcturians, Pleiadians, what other? There's a couple other ones, right? But they're helping some people. They're helping me right now. I'm not sure who is right now. Arcturians, I believe. I've been talking to Arcturians a little bit in meditation. I'm just becoming more aware of their messages, and I'm just starting to become aware of them. But anyway, as I was saying, Arcturian light. They want to help us. That's all they want to do. I mean, and then you got your spirit guides. You got your beings watching over you. I mean, I got an army of spirit guides. Like, I got an army around me. The tribe. Like, they're around me all the time. And they're helping me. They're loving me. Taking care of me. But, like, we're here to do amazing things for this planet. And for myself. For my soul. You know, and I think part of my journey here is for self-realization, number one, and for God realization, and to realize that I'm source, to realize that I have my own. It's like, think about it like this: source is everything. God is source. God is everything. God is energy. Source is energy. It's all frequencies, all energy. But it's a stream. It's a stream of well-being. It's a stream of pure love. It's a stream of pure light. That is an evolved being. Right? God is God is a human awake, and a human is God asleep. Right? But realize what we think is God and what we think is a human is not what it actually is. That's just words, okay? And that we've interpreted in a way to create a framework of reality, like I said. So, anyway, I mean, yes, that's the accepted reality. And yes, I'm going esoteric here. This is esoteric shit. But, like, That's the fucking whole video here. That's the whole video here, right? Esoteric as fuck, right? So anyway, parallel reality shifting. Parallel reality shifting. So anyway, with that being said, I'm making this video because when people become aware of this information, that sends thoughts into the field, into the collective. And enough thoughts get downloaded into the field, then a spillover effect happens, okay? So I encourage you to share this information. I encourage you to go with it and see what you resonate with from this message. I encourage you to tap into your past lives. I encourage you to love your neighbor as yourself. I encourage you to give value to this world in whatever value you have, in whatever way. I encourage you to create from your heart space. I encourage you to express yourself fully. I encourage you to be yourself. I encourage you to love yourself. I encourage you to prepare yourself for this future that's coming. I encourage you, and I love you, and I appreciate you. If you want to stay connected with me, follow me on Instagram at infiniteabundance777, TikTok infiniteabundance777. Send me a message or join my Telegram, t.me/infiniteabundance. I love you. I appreciate you. Hope to see you guys soon.